Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be kicking off my 2020 year in review series. So this is something that I'm going to be doing all throughout the month of December with a few other videos mixed in. So if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on these videos, because I'm going to be recapping all of the best and worst products that I tried this year. So the focus of today's video is going to be products under $10, and these are the best of the best that I tried. If you've been here on my channel for a while, you know that I test out a ton of products over the course of the year. I do haul videos every single Sunday, so I get lots of PR, and also I just buy a lot of products for myself to test out. So I have 25 products that are under $10 that I think performed exceptionally well, and that I think is a record because I don't think I've ever found this many products in this category in forever. Drugstore makeup just continues to get better and better. And of course there were things I tested out that I wasn't a fan of, and you'll see that in my fails video a little bit later on in the month. But for now, we'll just focus on my favorites under $10. So let's go back in time to January. And back in January, I tried 3 products under $10 that I thought were standouts. So the first one being the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip liquid liner. So if you guys, again, have been following me for a while, you know that I love a brush tip liquid liner. I'm terrible with the felt tips. I just can't get them to work on me, but a brush tip is amazing, and I haven't found a ton of them at the drugstore that I really like. I know Physicians Formula makes one that's really good, but this one was exceptionally great. It just has the perfect really super skinny tip on it, which I loved because I have hooded eyes, and so I always am looking to make a really skinny line along my lash line so that it doesn't take up any lid space. So having a teeny tiny little brush is perfection. Plus this formula is super black, it doesn't skip at all, and it also doesn't smudge and holds up really well throughout the day. So super impressed with this liner. Another thing that I tried in January were these Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blushes, and these became some of my favorites. We saw a ton of cream and liquid blushes coming out this year at the drugstore, and this kind of kicked off the year, and I thought these were amazing. They have such great staying power, and they also dry down completely, so they don't feel sticky on your cheeks, and they don't move the foundation around underneath. And you can apply these either just directly with your fingers, or you can kind of squirt a little bit on your hand and then dip like a stippling brush in and dab them on that way. Either way works great. You can also use a beauty sponge as well. And I was just so impressed with these. I meant to pick up more shades. I only have these 2 at the moment, but then so many cream blushes started coming out. I just felt like I didn't really need any more. So I was trying to like rein myself in a little bit, but these 2 colors are beautiful and I wear them all the time. And then the third product that came out in January that I think was amazing is the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Palette. So these are $3, and I actually did a whole video on these, so I'll go ahead and link that video down below. I don't want to show swatches of all of them in this video because I have 25 products to get through, and I just don't want the video to be too long. So check out that one in case you want to see swatches of all the colors. But I'm actually wearing one of these on my eyes today, and it is the Truffles one. And this one is one of my favorites just because it has the perfect matte shades, and then it has this beautiful silvery gray lid shade that I think is just so perfect. It's kind of a warm and cool combination, which I really love. And some of these have more shimmer shades than mattes. Some of them are mostly mattes with not a lot of shimmers for your lid. So I feel like this particular one, Truffles, is one that I can get a complete eye look out of, and some of the other ones I have to kind of dip into a few different ones to get the eye look, which really, honestly, it's not a big deal. But if you're somebody who just likes, you know, to use one palette and not have to go into other ones, I would say Truffles is definitely one of the ones that you can do that with. And when it comes to the formula of these, it's wonderful. I think e.l.f. has really come a long way with their eyeshadow formula. So if you've been thinking about checking these out, I definitely recommend them. They're a $3 eyeshadow palette, and once we're able to travel again, I think these would be amazing for travel because they're so small. Moving on to February, I tried 2 things in the month of February that I really enjoyed under $10, and the first one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. So I really was not a fan of their original Photo Focus focus. Number one, it smelled like paint thinner, and number two, it was way too drying on my dry skin. And this one, when I saw dewy, I was immediately like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And it really is, but not in the way that I was thinking. So this actually isn't really a dewy foundation, at least on me. It still looks kind of more of a satin type of finish. It dries down all the way. It doesn't feel dewy. It doesn't have any kind of radiance to it, but it's definitely not as dry as the original either. And a satin finish is the one that looks the most skin-like. So I'm actually wearing it today and I just think it's beautiful. I haven't worn it in a while, but I remembered how much I really liked it, so I dug it out again. And I have the shade, what shade is this? Soft Ivory. I think it's a little tiny bit too light for me and maybe a little bit too yellow, but obviously I'm just going to finish up the bottle and make it work, and then next time I can pick a better shade. But I was just pleasantly surprised by the finish of this one, and also it's nice and long lasting. It's not too heavy of a coverage. I would say it's like a light to medium. You can build it up pretty easily. So overall, a definite winner this year. And then the other thing I tried in February were these Physicians Formula Rosé Kiss All Day lip crayons. So I'm wearing one of them today. Which one am I wearing? I am wearing Pillow Talk, like the Charlotte Tilbury one, but the color is a little bit different. So I really like these. They remind me of the Maybelline Super Stay crayons, which came out in 2019. And these, I think, are even longer lasting on me than the Maybelline ones were. Those tended to kind of wear away very unevenly on me, even though they had a really nice feel. And the texture of these is really similar. They have that same kind of very weightless feel where it hardly feels like you're wearing anything. They dry down, not matte, but kind of like a semi-matte, so they're not super drying, because like if I press my lips together, they still feel a little creamy. So they remind me of the feel of maybe like a bullet lipstick. But overall, I just really like this formula, and I think they last a long time throughout the day as well. And they didn't wear away quite as patchy on me as the Maybelline ones did. So if you like lip crayons, this is another great one to check out. All right, so moving on to April. I didn't try anything in March. I think for obvious reasons, March was a really difficult month for everybody, and I wasn't doing any shopping. I wasn't getting PR packages at the time. Everything had kind of shut down for a while. So really it was April or mid to late April before things picked up a little bit again. So I did try 3 things in April that I really enjoyed, and 2 of them are from Beauty Pie, because this is when I discovered the Beauty Pie website, which I've done a couple videos on now. And the first product that I absolutely loved from them are their Wonder Color eyeshadow sticks. So if you're a fan of eyeshadow sticks and cream eyeshadows in general, these are so good. They remind me exactly of the Laura Mercier caviar sticks. They're almost an identical formula at a ridiculous price. I want to say these are like $5 or $6 with your membership, and the Laura Mercier ones are 20 something, 27 I want to say. So these completely blew me away. They're so smooth and creamy, but at the same time very long lasting. I do have drier eyelids, but they didn't crease on me at all throughout the day, so I'm not sure how they would work out if you're oily. If you do have oily eyelids, let us know down below if you've tried these out and what your experience has been. But for me, they held up beautifully throughout the day, just like the Laura Mercier ones do. So I was pleasantly surprised by these. And then the other product from Beauty Pie, which I keep meaning to reorder because this one is my one from April and it's been sitting in my drawer and I haven't thrown it out yet. But I used it basically until the end of the summer and I decided I should probably get rid of it. It's the Flash False Lash Mascara. So this one had like this teeny tiny little wand on it, and when I first got it, I didn't really see how that was going to work out, but oh my gosh, this gave me some of the best lashes I've ever gotten from a mascara. Just tons of length and volume. It's a little bit on the goopy side, so you may have to comb through some clumps, but it's totally worth it because the results that I got from it were amazing. It's also super inexpensive if you have a Beauty Pie membership, so if you haven't joined Beauty Pie yet, definitely go and check them out. I also have a coupon code for them that I'll link down below. And one more awesome thing about this mascara is that it does not smudge. It doesn't give you raccoon eyes. It lasted the entire day on me, which I loved as well. And then the third thing that I tried in April was from Milani. I don't know if this necessarily qualifies as makeup. It's a lip balm and it's their Rose Butter Lip Mask. This lip mask was the one that I basically replaced the Laneige one that I was using with, because it is so much better than that one. I know a lot of people rave about the Laneige one. I think it's good, it's nice, but I don't really get the hype behind it. It didn't do all that much for me. But this one is just on a whole nother level. It has the most beautiful, buttery, rich texture. It feels so nice on dry lips, especially this time of year when I'm going to bed and the heat's been running in the house and I just feel so dried out. And just putting this on my lips is so soothing and comforting. It has a really slight rose scent to it, which normally I don't like the scent of rose at all, but this one isn't that bad because it's super, super subtle. So this lip mask has really healed my lips, and I find that when I wake up in the morning, my lips look a lot plumper and healthier even than they did using the Laneige one, and this one is at such an affordable price, so I highly recommend checking this out if you're in the market for a new lip balm. All right, so next up in May, there was one product that I wanted to mention, and that was the Etude House Lovely Cookie Blusher, and it's in the shade Gingerbread Honey Cookie. So I got this one from Yes Style. I've also since seen it on Amazon. I don't think Yes Style carries Etude House anymore for us here in the United States. There's also a few other websites you can find this on, so I'll link it down below. But this blush is such a nice blush. It was around $5, I want to say, and the color is beautiful. It also comes with this little puff, and initially I was thinking I wasn't even going to use this puff, but I really enjoy applying this with that. So I just kind of swirl it around and just pop it on my cheeks. And this is the prettiest blush. It's super like smooth, and the color is beautiful, and it really it performs like a high-end blush at $5. So I really enjoyed this. I actually have a couple more colors on the way because I found them on Amazon. So there's a really beautiful lavender, and there's also a light apricot shade that reminds me of Loraque's Tinge, which I really love. So I'm hoping that that one is a dupe. So stay tuned. You'll probably see those coming up either this week or next week in my Sunday haul, depending on when they show up. But yeah, this blush was awesome. Next up in June, I tried 4 products that I really enjoyed, 3 of which are blushes. The first one is the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. So I've since acquired several other shades of this because it's become my favorite lip gloss. And I know we're not really wearing lipsticks out anymore because of the masks, but I wear this around the house just because it is so comfortable and so hydrating, and it's almost like a liquid lip balm in a way, but it just makes your lips look so plump and juicy and healthy, and I love the colors that it comes in, and I can't wait until I can just wear these out and about again. They have hyaluronic acid in the formula, which just kind of like plumps out your lip lines a little bit more. It's kind of like filler but without the injection, and obviously the results aren't as good, but it just kind of injects a little bit of moisture back into your lips and helps everything to look a little bit smoother, which now that I'm over 40 is definitely something I'm always looking for. So I really enjoy those a lot. Next up are these blushes from XX Revolution. So they had come out with their XX line, and the blushes I think were probably my favorite product out of the line. There were definitely hits and misses, but I really enjoyed these a lot. Again, they perform like a high-end blush. They're really pigmented, but they blend beautifully, and the colors are stunning. They come in so many different colors. No matter what skin tone you have, you'll be able to find one that suits you. I have 3 shades, so I'll show you guys some swatches, and I just really, really enjoy these. They're also, I feel, very long-lasting for a powder blush, so that was another thing. And oh my gosh, the packaging too was super gorgeous. Another blush that I tried in June, and I feel like this video is going to be very blush heavy because I tried so many good ones this year, is the Essence The Blush. So I got 2 different shades, Befitting and Bespoke. And these 2 blushes, again, I think they're like $2.99, and they're fabulous. Essence never lets me down when it comes to their cheek products. I always think they're great. And the formula of these is, again, very like high-end. They're velvety, they're soft, they're not dusty or powdery. They have nice pigmentation, but also great blendability. One of them is a matte and one of them has more of a sheen to it, but I think they're both equally as beautiful. So if you're on a budget, being able to get a blush of this caliber for $2.99 is insane. So I was very happy with these as well. And then the last product is technically a bronzer, but I've been using it as a blush, and it's the Kokie matte bronzer in the shade Sunlit Peach. So this one, when I first saw this, I thought this looks so orangey. It's never gonna work on me for a bronzer at all. And I think this was the lightest shade. So this was the one that I would probably use. The other ones are too deep for me. So I was really disappointed when I first saw it. And then I saw a couple other YouTubers using this as a blush, and I thought, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? So I've been using it as a blush, and it's the most beautiful peachy blush ever. I love this color. I wore this almost every day in the summer. I just kept reaching for it because, again, the formula is just so good. It's so soft and velvety. It blends beautifully on your cheeks. It's not overly powdery. I loved also how kind of subtle it was. It just warmed up my cheeks a little bit without being over the top. So this was my like everyday go-to blush that just kind of went with everything. And also the pan size is huge. It's really affordable as well. And I also have a 25% off coupon code with Koki, so that'll save you guys even more if you want to check this out. So I kind of don't recommend it as a bronzer necessarily unless you like something with more of an orangey tone, but as a blush, it's gorgeous. Okay, so moving on to July, I have 5 products that I thought were amazing this month under $10. The first one being the Juicy Pang blusher from Apu. So this is something also that I got from Yes Style, and I keep meaning to get other shades of this because the formula is so nice. It comes in this little nail polish bottle, and it almost has a gel-like formula, but it gives this beautiful watercolor effect on your cheeks. It's not quite as intense as another liquid blush, like let's say the Milani ones. Even though I love those, you have to use the tiniest little bit with those, and this one is a little bit more sheer and more see-through, so you can do a really subtle wash of color, or you can do something a little bit deeper if you just build up a few layers. And what I love about this too is that even though it gives you a really dewy look to your cheeks, it doesn't feel sticky at all, which I love. It also didn't like move my foundation around underneath, so I loved that about it as well. Another cheek product that I tried in August that was amazing are the e.l.f. Bite Size Cheek Duos. So I also did a whole video on these, so I will link that down below and also up above in case you want to check it out, because I tried on all of the different colors so you could actually see what they look like on, as well as I did arm swatches too. So again, at $3, these are a steal. You have a blush on one side and a highlight on the other, and they're just beautiful. They have a great formula and so affordable, so you really just can't go wrong with these at all. And then I have 3 lip products from this month. The first one is the Revlon Glass Shine lipsticks. I'm not sure if these actually came out in August or if that's just when I got around to trying them, but I was so impressed with this lipstick. It's a really beautiful, almost like a tinted lip balm type of lipstick where it just has some shine to it. It feels incredibly comfortable on your lips. And this particular color, Glazed Mauve, that I got is beautiful. So I definitely keep meaning to pick up more shades of this, but I just haven't because I'm not really wearing lipstick that much these days except in videos. So when everything is over and we're not wearing masks anymore, I will be seeking these out because I thought the formula feels amazing. And another lip product I wore a ton in videos, especially heading into the fall, was the e.l.f. Sheer Slick lipstick in the shade Golden Pear. I do have other shades of this too that I can show you, but this one was probably my favorite. And again, this formula is so nice. It's like a tinted lip balm. It almost has a gel-like effect to it. And these have a surprising amount of pigmentation for something that looks like just a regular tinted lip balm. So just a word of warning, if you're thinking that these are going to be super sheer, they're not that sheer. So just wanted to put that out there. You'll probably notice in the swatches that, you know, they do have a bit of color to them. And another lip product, again from e.l.f. that I tried, was the Ride or Die lip balms. And these also are fantastic. I would wear these to bed if they didn't have so much color to them, but they, again, are super pigmented, and the formula feels a lot like the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask that I used to wear at bedtime all the time before I was using the Laneige one and then the Milani. It's just super thick, almost really hard to squeeze out of the tube, but the thicker formula is worth it in terms of how well it moisturizes your lips, and it really kind of clings and hangs on there. I feel like when I wear these, again, just around the house, they last the entire day. Like, not necessarily the color, but just the feeling of them on my lips. So these are great heading into the winter time. I think they do make a clear version, which I don't have, and that one I guess I could always use at bedtime. But for now, the colors that I have are just beautiful. This one's my favorite, Tough Cookie. And actually, that same video where I tried on all of the bite-sized cheek duos. I also tried on the Ride or Die lip balms that I had and the sheer slick lipsticks that I had as well. So if you'd like to see those, they'll be in that video as well. All right, so moving on to October, since I don't think I tried anything that I liked in September that was under $10. So I have 3 things from Flower Beauty this month because I did a Flower Beauty review on some of the new products that they had come out with. So again, I'll link that up above and down below in case you want to check that video out. But the first thing is the Flower Pots blushes. They came out with 2 new shades, Spiced Petal and Berrymore. So these 2 shades are gorgeous. Initially, I thought I was going to prefer Spiced Petal over Berrymore because this one's a little bit deeper, but this one sheers out so beautifully, and it really looks like the color that my cheeks get like when I'm out in the cold and I come in. It's just the most beautiful rosy tone. You can obviously build it up for more color payoff if you want to. I just kind of lightly dip my blush brush into it and just apply a sheer layer, and it's gorgeous. And then Spiced Petal is also a beautiful shade. It's a little bit of more of like a warm pinky nude. So love these 2 blushes. I've loved that formula for many years now. I think it's so stunning. And then another thing from Flower Beauty that I loved are their new Perfect Pout lipsticks. So I've been talking about their Petal Pout lipsticks now for many years. I love that formula. This one is completely different. That one is more of your traditional creamy bullet lipstick formula, and these new Perfect Pout ones are kind of more like a tinted lip balm type of feel, where they feel really moisturizing, really hydrating. They have a bit of shine to them, and they're more sheer. So I ended up getting 3 shades, and 2 of them, Blossom and Blush Rose, I wear in so many different videos because I just love these colors. And again, just the feel of these on your lips, especially again heading into winter. I think these would be gorgeous lipsticks if you have drier lips. And then the last product from Flower I wanted to talk about are their new Scribble Sticks. So these are a 3-in-1. You can use these as eyeshadow sticks, or you can use them on your cheeks or lips as well. So I actually one day I took this color, which is, where's the color? Tickle Me Pink. And I put this one on my eyes as eyeshadow because it's like a really beautiful kind of peachy, pinky nude. And so I put this on my eyes and just kind of blended it out with a brush. Then I dabbed a little on my cheeks. Then I put it on my lips as well. And it just gave this really nice monochromatic look. And I was able to do like my whole face with this one crayon. And I just wanted to see how that would work out. And it actually worked out great. I thought that it had good staying power as an eyeshadow. I think as a blush was probably my favorite way to wear it. And then on my lips, it started out feeling very creamy. Over the course of the day though, I felt like as a lipstick, it was a little bit drier. And I think that's probably why it worked so well on my eyes, because if it was more of an emollient formula, I think it would have kind of creased all over the place on my eyes. So I think that's probably why they made this a little bit of a drier formula. So if you are going to wear them on your lips, I recommend topping it with a lip balm just so that it's a little more comfortable. That's what I ended up doing. But overall, I think if you just want something like really super quick and easy and monochromatic, check these out. I think they're really beautiful. And then last but not least, in November, I tried 3 products under $10 that I really loved, and all of them happened to be cream blushes. You guessed it. So the first one is the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. So I did a video again on these where I tried on every single shade. So I will link that down below and up above. This formula is amazing. It dries down almost immediately to a powder finish. So it's just very, very easy to work with. I like to apply them with my fingers, but you can also get a brush in there, like a stippling brush, and just kind of dab them on your cheeks that way. You could always put a little sponge in here and do the same thing if you wanted to. I find my fingers just give me the most control, and also they warm up the product a little bit and help it to blend a little easier, but they do get your fingers dirty, so then you're gonna have to wash your hands. But I love how easy these are to work with. I think if you are new to cream blushes, something like this is going to be easier for you to work with than something like this or like the Milani liquid ones, just because they blend out a little bit easier, and it's honestly like it's hard to apply too much. With most of these, one layer ends up looking really sheer, and you can always add additional layers just to build up the color. Another one that feels almost identical to the e.l.f. ones is the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. So I already showed you the Milani Cheek Kiss liquid ones in the tube, and again, I think these are a little bit more user-friendly. Even though I love these to death, I think they're awesome. If you're new to cream blushes, I would recommend starting out with these. And these come in 4 colors at the moment. Hopefully they'll come out with more, but they feel identical to the e.l.f. ones. They feel nice and creamy and emollient. As soon as you put them on your cheeks, they just blend out to a powder finish. They set and last all day long, and they also don't move your foundation underneath. So I was very impressed with these as well. I think they're an awesome find under 10 bucks. And then last but not least, one more cream blush. This is one of the liquid ones in the tube, and these are the I'm Mimi Pep Balms. So I'm Mimi is a Korean brand, and I found them over on Amazon. They have an official store on Amazon, and I highly recommend, if you're gonna buy makeup on Amazon, to buy it directly from the manufacturer versus a private seller, because sometimes then you don't know what you're gonna get and you run the risk of counterfeits and things like that. So I'm Mimi actually has an official Amazon store, and it is part of Prime, so they'll ship really quickly. You can also find these on Korean websites as well, but if you're in the United States, I think the easiest thing would just be to go to Amazon. But anyway, these are $8. There's so much product in here. It's gonna take forever to go through a tube because you only need the teeniest, tiniest little dot to do both of your cheeks. And I'm wearing the shade 4 today, which I think is my absolute favorite out of the 3 that I got. But to be honest with you, they're all beautiful. And just like the e.l.f. and Milani ones, they dry down to a powder finish. They don't feel sticky on your cheeks at all, so they don't lift up the foundation underneath. And if you wanna build up layers, they don't smear the underneath layer or anything. So they're just very easy to use, I feel like, as far as liquid blushes go. And I was just so impressed with the formula. So I just feel like overall, with so many cream and liquid blushes coming out at the drugstore and so many great formulas, there's really no reason to even pay high end when it comes to one of these types of formulas. All right, guys, so that's everything. It's hard to believe that there were 25 products under $10 that were that amazing, but it's true. I mean, everything that I talked about today, I love. So thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me today. I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to check back with my channel or subscribe if you're not subscribed already for more videos like this during the month of December. I will be featuring another best of drugstore video for things that were over $10 that I liked from the drugstore. I also have an eyeshadow palette video coming later in the month with the top eyeshadow palettes I tried, as well as biggest fails and so much more. So definitely hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you all in my next one. Take care. Bye.